What's up, guys? Usually I don't really do, Raw, SmackDown, AEW reviews, but since it's the 30th anniversary of Raw, I felt like, it's cool to do a review. I wasn't going to do it when I got home because I was there live, but I was way too tired. I got home at like 1 o'clock in the morning after the whole show, but I'm going to review it now. So, honestly, this was the best Raw in a couple months, man. Like, Triple H really put on a great show tonight. All the legends didn't overstay their welcome. It wasn't, full of full segments of it. It was really 1, 2, 3, and then they were gone. So it was pretty cool. Let's start off with the Bloodline, the trial of Sami Zayn. Originally, this was supposed to be an acknowledgement for Roman Reigns, of course, with, the whole NOI family coming out. But they weren't able to come, so they was able to switch it up. So I'm glad we got this instead, to be honest, because this was just great. I was there like almost in tears for what was happening. It was such a good time. So I'm going to go through what happened, and we're just going to go through it. So we first start off with Paul Heyman absolutely ripping Sami to shreds. First off, we gave him an ECW chant. He was like, those 3 letters are dear to my heart, but it's dead, just like Sami Zayn is. And then he showed up a whole bunch of proof of why Sami has been, a double agent for this, for the Bloodline. He wasn't for the Bloodline. He was just doing that. He's actually on Kevin Owens' side. And Sami was just eating it alive. You can tell how bad he felt. And it was insane. And we was getting huge Sami's chants as well. You could just see in his face how, terrible he felt. And he got the mic and just said, Paul, that really hurts for me to, for you to do all that just to, make me feel bad. And I really have no defense at all. I'm sorry. So he really didn't have anything to say. Like, he felt like there was really not much he can say that can save him. He didn't know how to explain the accidents that happened that Paul Heyman showed. So it was just the whole thing. And you could tell in Roman's face that he was pissed. And when he got the mic, he let Sami have it, rather. He told him, so that's, you have no defense now? That's all you have? You can't defend yourself now? Is your ego that big? Is it bigger than the tribal chief? You think it's bigger than the bloodline? And after that, he was yelled solo. So Solo went to Sami. And I was like, this can't be it right now. He can't be kicked out right now. He was about to give him the Samoan spike. And then, out of nowhere, Jey Uso stops him. And now we're all over here like, yo, like, what? This is crazy. So it turns out Jey was like, no disrespect to you, tribal chief, but I did my own type of evidence. And he just showed time and time after again how Sami Zayn took the bullet for each member of the bloodline and how much he's helped them. And Jey went and said, that just shows how much, I consider that loyalty. And it shows how loyal he is to the bloodline. And you know what? Stuff like that, makes you family. And to me, after all those incidents, he feels like a brother to me. And Roman was like, Sami, you lucky that Jey just saved your ass. So then we get into the tag team title match that I think was absolutely great. Near fall after near fall. It was scary. I was like, damn, are the Usos really going to lose the titles tonight? All 4 men did a great job. Then there was a scene where Jimmy got hurt. So then Sami had to come in and substitute, which really never happens. Adam Pearce was like, if he can't fight, then they have to drop the title. So Sami joined in. But I was okay with it. But it was cool. And Sami Zayn saved the day. And they both retain the titles. Then we get to Bayley and Becky Lynch in a steel cage match. I was actually really excited for this match. And it sucked because we didn't get the match. And I was really frustrated about it. Like, did we really just see Damage Control just beat up Becky and that was it? So I was like, damn, come on, are you serious? But it turns out the reason for that was because the Bloodline segment took up a chunk of time. So I was like, all right, that makes sense. I would rather see the Bloodline segment go further than to see this match. So I understood. So I guess we're going to get this match in another time or whenever. But yeah, we didn't get to see the match. But that's cool. During the rest of the show, like I said, we'll always cut to backstage segments, people playing a poker game, all the legends. And I'm not really going to go into it. You know who it is. You can go on YouTube and see everybody. Alondra Blaze was there, Ted DiBiase, DDP, everybody. You know how that works out. So I'm not going to really get into it. But it was a whole big poker game, and it was just a good time. And I enjoyed it. Like I said, the legends didn't, overcome their welcome. Like Vince would, they would have taken the show. So I'm glad they didn't do that. And throughout the show, we just got raw pictures of vignettes with the raw theme songs of like all the classic parts. Then we had LA Knight. It's always good to see LA Knight on TV. I was confused. I'm like, why is he on Raw? But I was like, hey, it's LA Knight. Fuck it. You know what I mean? I love me some LA Knight. Anyways, he came out and was like, if there's any old geezer to come out there and wants to, show up and say something to me, oh, wait, you guys are too old and stuff like that. And then we hear the Undertaker come out. And I was like, oh, shit. And then it turned into the American Badass Undertaker came out. And I was like, oh, all right, I'm cool with this. And then he seen him come out with the motorcycle. It was a dream come true. It was amazing. Because I never was able to see the American Badass live because I was a youngin' at the time when he had that little segment, that stage in his career, which was cool and all. It was cool to see Undertaker again. But I was worried about the segment. But luckily Bray Wyatt came out and it made sense. And Bray Wyatt, Undertaker was about to chokeslam LA Knight and then handed it to Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt did to Sister Abigail, and then he whispered something into Bray Wyatt's ear. I felt like this was like a passing of the torch, but then again, that's just me. But I'm glad this did still have something to do with the pitch black match that's at the Royal Rumble. Because, if this was Vince, Undertaker would have just tombstone LA Knight, and that's would have been the end of the story. So I'm glad they kind of used Bray Wyatt and LA Knight to put Undertaker in it. Then we had the DX, segment, which was absolutely great. Nothing insane. You had everybody doing their part. Kurt Angle wanted to be a part of DX. It was a good time because, Road Dogg was doing the whole DX shtick. He was going to say badass Billy Gunn, but he wasn't there. But then he was like badass, and I was like, Kurt? And Kurt was like, I want to be a part of DX. And then Imperium comes out, and I was scared. I'm like, yo, do not do what they did at the 25th anniversary when they actually destroyed the Revival. Thank God they didn't. But the Imperium came out, and they were like, yo, step up, basically. And then Teddy Long came out. It was like, I'm going to make this match official. We're going to have the Street Profits, Seth Rollins, and against Imperium. The match was great. I enjoyed it. It wasn't nothing insane. It was cool. Seth and Street Profits win. I also forgot to mention DX tried to step up to Imperium, and it was like, nope, I'm too old. And they all kept was like, yeah, I'm retired and stuff like that. So that was fun. It was a good time. I had no issues with this at all. Like I said, they didn't overstay their welcome. Quick little segment. It was funny, and then we got on to the rest of the show. Perfectly done. Then we get to Ric Flair. Oh my God. I don't want to do this. All right. So Ric Flair comes out. I was excited to see Ric Flair. But all he did was put over his daughter. He was like, tonight's not for me. It's for the best women's wrestler in the world. And then obviously Charlotte Flair comes out. And I already posted the little short. You can see it on my channel or on TikTok that I posted about this. I was pissed off when Charlotte showed up. There's literally no reason for Charlotte to show up. This is not her show. I was excited to not see her on the show because I know this is Raw, but of course she had to show up. And her basically just cut a stupid promo that made her sound like a dumbass. She said that she revolutionized the sport, which she definitely didn't. And she named all the people that she faced and, like that, like the legend. She said the Bella Twins and I forgot who else you mentioned, but she didn't mention none of the 4 horsewomen. She didn't mention Bayley or Becky. I know she wasn't going to mention Sasha because she's not in WWE anymore. But you didn't mention Bayley or Becky. Were they not a part of the Revolution? I'm sorry. You can't name me one Charlotte match that made me was like, wow, this revolutionized anything. She knows she's fucking lying to herself. So I don't know why they even made this segment. It was so stupid. Just for Bianca to come out and them having a little championship, complimenting each other. And, just led to a match with Sonya and freaking thing. Then we cut into Alexa Bliss cutting a promo after the Sonya and Bianca match, which that match made no sense. And just Alexa was saying, you know what, I'm going to make sure your eyes are, I won't gouge out your eyes so you can see me walk out as SmackDown Raw Champion. Then we get to the main event, Austin Theory and Bobby Lashley. Now, I thought this was an okay match. It did feel rushed. Now, I heard that people who were watching it on TV that like most of the show, most of the match was in picture-in-picture, so I didn't really get to enjoy it that much. Which is, I didn't know that, so I was like, oh damn, like I didn't know that like that much that chunk of it was. But this match was really, really quick. Had a quick little couple spots. Bobby looked like he was gonna win, obviously. Everything was looking away. He puts Theory through a table, and then Brock shows up. Obviously, to start the rivalry, he F5s Lashley, he F5s Austin Theory on top of Lashley. 1, 2, 3, Austin retains the U.S. title, and that's how the show goes off. Raw 30th Anniversary was a really good show. I actually really enjoyed it. It was a great Raw. I'm glad that I spent the money to go there because I would have been pissed if it wasn't good. But it was a great time. Minor stuff kind of made me feel, a little bit off about it. I give it an 8 out of 10. Nothing was really bad about the show, except the Charlotte segment. That really fucked up the show for me. That pissed me off. I really went to go stop and get something from the bar after that. But yeah, the show was a great job. It was a great time. Nothing, no, the legends didn't overstay their welcome. They showed how, all the classics, they showed what it was meant to be. It was there to celebrate the 30th anniversary. What do you guys think? Did you guys watch it? Did you guys enjoy it? I want to hear from you in the comments. This has been Nez Reacts, and I'll see you in my next video. Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, on my Instagram story, I tagged Charlotte, and I was like, can you please leave? Because, I was tight. And I put up the throw up emoji on there, and I was just, because I was mad. And it turns out, like, when I got home, I checked, like, who viewed my story, and she actually saw it. I was dying. When I saw that she actually saw it, that had me crying. I forgot to mention that, and I just wanted to mention that.